What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Coach David here again. I'm your guest as well as your host on this new episode, the Beyond the Athlete podcast. Welcome back. Um, I did say that I was going to keep doing this sort of episodes by myself in between some of our guests that you have watched and listened to. Also, preparing you guys for the next guest that you actually watch in the next few episodes to come up. So, like, we do have some amazing guests coming up, and trust me, you guys are going to be super, super inspired. But anyways, let me just crack in. So, welcome again to another episode with myself. I still haven't received any messages from you guys, so hopefully, as I continue this, you guys will be able to send some messages through for me to answer, for me to respond to, etc. But yeah, I've had quite a lot of thoughts actually this week and for the past few weeks as well. And obviously, I spoke about consistency last time within podcasting, within sports, running a sports organization, and pretty much everything really, and how key and important consistency is. Because sometimes we like to try and be perfect, but sometimes perfection can be the bane of us getting things done, basically. But what I want to speak about this week was I wanted to touch on one thing, but I decided to touch on two things. One of them is leadership. And before I start this, let me just read what leadership is. Very much ChatGPT helped me out with this as well. Leadership is the ability to guide, influence, and inspire individuals or teams towards achieving a common goal or vision. Effective leadership is characterized by a blend of skills, traits, behaviors that create trust, motivate action, and foster collaboration. For me, I've always never really understood years ago the impact of leadership and if I could be a leader. But I think that leadership space, you kind of build up the characteristics of a time to get into that space of leadership, but you also have to be someone that serves to get into that space of leadership. So let me just put my phone on silent. Yeah, get into that space of leadership as well. For me, and then also being exposed to leadership, allows you to be able to learn those characteristics and learn those ways of becoming a leader as well. And for me, I think that's one of the things that's really impacted my life across the years. And it's not just being exposed to leadership, but actually accepting leadership. Because leadership for me has been able to create a foundation for me, a platform for me to allow me to be who I am in that system, but also to be able to create what I've been destined, should I say, to create basically within that system. And leadership has shown those characteristics that I can actually look at and copy and apply into my own way. For example, being able to work with people, help people, understanding that whatever I create is the biggest commodity or the biggest importance alongside everything I'm creating is the people. Being able to even things like find ways to be economically stable as well, being able to motivate and influence people to become greater than what they are. And it's not really like a motivational thing, but it's more like principles and characteristics that you learn along the way. And I can actually now apply that to whether it's the sports organization, whether it's Nation Sports Association or Basketball Nation. And I can apply that to some of the young guys that we work with as well. And not just even that, but even the conversation that we have with our guests, I can have certain conversations now because I'm speaking to leaders when I'm speaking to these guests, and I can actually have certain conversations, understand certain things that they've gone through because I've been able to go through and I've seen my leader and leaders go through that as well. And I think that's one of the things that's really lacking in the whole sports space, specifically basketball in the UK, is leadership. Who's looking to take that mantle or who's looking to take that space to really say, listen, I'm just going to do what needs to be done to raise the bar and to take this sport or sports to the next level. I'm not going to wait for anyone else to do that. I'm not going to wait for people to join me to do that. I'm just going to start. Even if it's one person that I may have in front of me that wants to work beside me, then that one person is more than enough. That one person becomes 100 people, 100 people becomes 1,000 people, and so on and so forth. And that's what I've been thinking about and it's been on my mind. So now the question is, how do we now raise more leaders within the sports space? Is it through, are we coaching the right way when it comes to sports? Are we managing the right way? Are we role models to a lot of these athletes, especially young athletes? And this is speaking on the coach's perspective. What are we doing in their daily lives that are really impacting them as well? And I always look at like different things. I always look at, let's talk about the NBA now. Someone like LeBron James, what he's doing at the moment within his team, within the basketball space, and then you look at someone like a Rich Paul, where you see someone like a Rich Paul now, when as he's managing his players, he's not just there as sort of like an agent, but he's really in their lives, basically looking after them and finding out how they are, how their family is, that he's got a relationship with their family. He's making sure that those guys are good. It's almost like his children or his kids away from his household sort of thing. And that's the way he sees them, because he actually does care. So the question is, do we actually care about this new upcoming athletes, this next generation of athletes, or are we just looking at them as a way to make money? The financial side always comes along anyway, regardless. But are we looking at these guys and saying, okay, I actually want to make time to spend with you and help you develop to the way you need to develop, not just as an athlete, but as a man or as a woman, that you may carry on for the rest of your life and be successful in that space, and then do the same for others when you get to a certain level in life, for the next generation. So for me, it's like, who's willing to do that? And that's a question I'm asking to the rest of the community, and like whether it's sports, whether it's football, basketball, etc. Who's really ready to become an actual leader, not just a leader by title or by position that you've been put in a certain company, but really actually become a leader. And for me, it's not an easy ride. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not very straightforward. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to hit certain barriers, certain hurdles, but how do you overcome those things? Going back now to even speaking about my leader, PT, being able to like overcome certain barriers, certain obstacles along the way, but still really pushing and focusing on what the vision is that he's set, and how he's actually rallying the troops and everyone else around him to actually just keep pushing as well. And sometimes he doesn't even have to do that, because we just see it. Myself, I just see it as like, listen, whatever happens, let's just go, let's just keep working, regardless of the noise, regardless of the naysayers. Let's just keep moving, let's just keep pushing, because at the end of the day, people still need us. Regardless of what's happening, people still need us. I can't leave this world without not accomplishing what I've been put here to do. I can't leave this world without impacting lives, for them to also impact other lives, and so on and so forth. So it's a cycle that needs to keep going on. And for me, I've decided that it starts with me. So yeah, that's pretty much on that side. And even with when you even look at sports as well, like in the UK, when it comes to basketball, which is my space, I know I'm wearing a Cubs top, but I like fashion, so I don't really mind what I wear. But when it comes to basketball, it's like, and this is my point of view. You can argue with it however you like. Maybe I may not have enough information that some of you guys may have, but I do think that we need more leaders within that sport. We need more people that really care to get the sport to the way where it needs to be. I'm definitely one of them, and I know other guys that are doing amazing things, such as Joel from Hoop Space, ISO Hoops guys, UDFN guys, the Lapo, SBB guys, Denzel, and so on. Sorry, I can't remember your name, bro. Who else? Sam Nita from Hoops Fix, guys from Will, and the guys from London Hoops. Who else? I hope I'm not missing anyone. SSE Reloaded, Free Excel, like all these people trying to like just create certain things just because that they actually care about the basketball space in the UK, and not just the basketball space, but the people, the next generation playing. I even in the individuals that actually still play, the grown ups that are playing pro in Spain or Italy or Europe, in America here, like these guys were all really trying to push the game to the next level, but now it's like how do we bring the rest of the community into this now so that we can create more leaders, because the more leaders that they are, or the more servant leaders that they are, the more this game will grow rapidly the way it needs to. There's so much talent here. There's so much opportunities here. We're in London, one of the most popular cities in the world. We can make things happen. There's no limitations whatsoever. Going back to Who Space, they that one of their saying is like everything is limitless, and that's what it is. It's limitless. Like there's no barriers that we can't break, but it's all about us coming together and actually taking leadership and ownership of this space and actually ruling it as well. I personally, and you can attack me for this, but I personally really don't like the setup of how the British Basketball Federation is set up. But that's just me, and I'm saying it in public as well. And I think an alternative is needed for that space, because over the years, what have they actually done? It's not an easy road, I understand, but what have you done? Are you taking new steps to actually maybe incorporate grassroots, incorporate people that actually know the sport and know the people as well to help shape the game? Or are you just doing it for the development, what the money side of things, basically? And that's not wrong as well, but you have to have a balance. That's what I think anyway. You definitely have to have a balance, because the people are still the most important thing along the way, and we need to become a powerhouse in the world, especially, and us as UK becoming a powerhouse in sports, and not just football but even basketball as well. Becoming a powerhouse in that sport will not just become bragging rights, but it will actually support the economy as well. But that's something that we can have a conversation about. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of like just share my thoughts with you guys of what I've been thinking over the last few weeks. And yeah, like I think this is a platform where I'll be speaking a bit more. I know it's not such a long speech, but it's just me sharing my thoughts with you guys, uncut, unedited, whatsoever. So yeah, let me know what you think. Comments, ask questions, throw things at me that you may think that maybe I'm wrong about stuff. Yeah, I just want to hear from you guys. But yeah, it's been exciting again to release this. It's still new to me. This is the second time I'm doing it, but it is an exciting thing, and I'm gonna keep doing more and keep refining, keep getting better. But yeah, hope to speak to you guys soon. Coach David out. Peace. Take care. Oh, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Our subscribers are going up, which is great. Round of applause. But don't forget to subscribe, like, please do comment. Also follow us on Instagram at Beyond the Athlete Pod. If you want to listen, is www.beyondtheathletepod.com as well, on all listening platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Overcast, and all your listening platforms across the world. But also, thank you again for everyone that listens to the podcast all over the world and watches this podcast all over the world. Keep supporting us, keep watching. We're only just going to get better and better and better, and we're going to keep bringing in new guests and amazing guests, exciting guests, and the guests are going to get bigger and bigger. But yeah, stay tuned. Coach David out again. Peace.